Hello, patrons, and welcome to Pop Culture Cult. I'm Sean.
I'm Janice.
Is that better? Yes. All right. And this is going to be so our monthly poll for this month. The winning movie was One Flew of the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yes.
And so we finally got to sit down. Now it was for February, and we talked about this in the last one. We had a really busy February, very busy short month.
Yes.
And so we're doubling up in March. It's only the 3rd, so it can't be that far.
Yeah. It's still the end of February.
If it's a regular month, it's only the 31st.
Right.
So it's works
still
out.
the end of February.
Yeah. This one, again, was one of the ones that I was looking forward to seeing, and we put it on the list with Taxi Driver, and I don't remember what the other one was. But this one won the poll, and this of all the movies we've done so far for the Patreon, this is probably my favorite.
Okay.
No, you don't think so?
Oh, sure. If this is your favorite, absolutely.
I mean, it's 4. We've done 4 total for Patreon, but this is my favorite.
It's less artsy.
It is
more mainstream.
Yes.
Than the rest. It is more mainstream.
Yes.
Yeah. Everybody's in it. It
yes.
is maybe not a blockbuster back when it came out, but now you're like, oh my God, that's Christopher Lloyd and
Danny DeVito.
And the guy who played Wormtongue. I don't know what his name is.
It actually is Brad.
Oh, Brad. Where is that? Dourif? Yeah, he was the one at the end of the credits that said, and introducing Brad Dourif.
Oh, yeah.
And he went on to be Wormtongue, and he's the guy with the eyebrows in Dune. I don't remember what his name is. Yeah.
He actually got a Best Supporting Actor nomination for the Oscars that year.
Oh, wow.
Let's talk about the movie before we get into the award stuff.
Okay.
I could get into the awards thing really quick. This one got me because it is a self-contained story in one location. I mean, they go on the boat for a little bit, but it's a self-contained story, but it also keeps you engaged for the entire movie because of them dealing with essentially getting some freedom. I mean, that's really what it comes down to, is them getting a little bit of freedom and how they deal with the freedom. And that's how I saw it. I could be completely wrong on it. But McMurphy coming in and showing these guys that, you don't have to be here. You can actually live a life and be stuff. And
considering most of them were in there voluntarily. They said that. I think there was only, was it Billy was the only other one
I think so.
that was in there because he attacked a girl. He didn't really, his mother put him in there, whatever.
Right.
No, I saw it more from Jack Nicholson's character's perspective, that he was in prison. He decided that he was going to play the crazy card,
right,
to get into the mental institution, which in his mind he felt was going to be a freer existence,
right,
and it wasn't. And then ultimately he ends up being crazy because they fried his brain.
Well, yes, there is that, but there's also a little bit of the finding his tribe. Like there's multiple times when he had a chance to leave and he doesn't.
Yeah.
He decides to do stuff for the guys, for Billy, for Chief, for all of them.
For better or worse.
For better or worse,
I think the Chief is the only one that came out on top on that whole thing. Billy died.
Right.
And
spoilers for a 70-year-old, 43-year-old movie. I'm just.
How old do you say
I am?
Billy dies. Some of them get a taste of freedom that actually ends up making them worse off, right? They were better just living in their own little bubble, and now that they see what else is out there, they're probably worse for that. And Jack Nicholson's spoilers, character dies.
We've already talked about spoilers, so
put out of his misery. So the Chief is ultimately the only one that
the Chief is actually the hero. he's not the protagonist and he's not the antagonist. That's Nurse Ratched.
Nurse Ratched.
She's the antagonist, and the protagonist is McMurphy, but the hero of the story is Chief.
Yeah. And Nurse Ratched, so I have seen this movie before, but it was a long time ago,
Right.
and you haven't
I've never
seen
seen it.
before.
I've never seen it.
And so
I knew of it, but yeah.
Right. And we've seen a lot of we watch some film YouTube channels and stuff where they talk about, and the a couple of the evil, like the ultimate evil bad guy videos that we've watched have always referenced Nurse Ratched.
Right.
And she's a very interesting bad guy because is she?
Is she traditional bad guy? I would say no. I think I view her as the control freak, and so is she? She wants to have absolute control.
Yes,
and she has absolute control over the staff.
But is that a bad thing in the situation that she's in? Because before Jack Nicholson's character comes in, everything is running fairly smoothly.
Very smoothly.
Now they're not getting any better, but
and I think at least from McMurphy's point of view, he's trying to show them that there's another world to make them better. Yeah. At least, like I said, from my point of view, and I think from Nurse Ratched's thing is she has ultimate control of all of these people, and so she doesn't want to change the status quo of all of them. She'd rather have the control over them.
Right.
And she even tried to do that over Billy when Billy finally gets laid and everything. And, and she kind of does the whole, I know your mother. I'm gonna, I kind of control.
I'm not saying that she's a good guy in any, but I don't know.
She's a subtle ultimate bad guy.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe, and I kind of was thinking about it, and maybe it's because we've had some more of these type of mental illness, mental institution control, ultimate control over, people that are downtrodden or whatever, have less control over their lives and their situation, that it doesn't seem as bad potentially as some of the movies that we've seen now. I'm sure in 74, 75 that this was maybe more shocking.
Well, this wasn't even mental illness wasn't even a conversation until the last 5 years. And dealing with that
barely is now. It just seems like the evil control freak kind of thing has been. We've seen more of that.
The thing about this movie that was shocking to me as I started reading through all of the, after we get done with the movie and I kind of look through everything, this was nominated for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 Oscars.
Yeah, and it was like the first one to win the top three.
So it says in here that it's the first film, it says from IMDb, first film in 41 years to sweep the major categories: Best Picture, Director, Actor, Actress, and Screenplay.
Oh, all five. Okay.
The big
Since
five.
Like Who's Coming to Dinner or Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf.
I'll have to look it up,
like
the 41 years. But and Michael Douglas was a producer on this movie.
Really?
Yeah, I went and it says Michael Douglas. I went and looked at it. He was a producer on the movie when he was first
super young.
What they were able to do, the way it's shot, it's very 70s shot at times with the slow pan in on Nurse Ratched and stuff like that, which is something that's coming back in today's kind of, like Glass was kind of shot
a
that
little
way.
Faster,
a little
though.
bit faster.
Not quite that slow.
But that idea, that kind of shot pattern and the use of space in shots. There's when they're doing the group therapy sessions, they would do individuals shots, and then later after they've all kind of had some fun together and done stuff, now they're in a group shot together.
It's them against her.
So very, very cool kind of conversation with all of that. Jack Nicholson, as we know him now, playing full Jack Nicholson, but at that point in time, playing this very eclectic, I would say sometimes self-absorbed character, but also having a heart. And I think that's part of how I look at it with the whole, he had chances to leave and he ended up staying.
Yeah.
And he kind of took one for the team a couple of times and kind of did that thing. And so having that performance is really kind of, was one of the first times we saw Jack Nicholson, like he is a big A-list, top of the pile actor.
Yeah. And so I think, I might be wrong, but I think this is the first movie where he is actually the lead. I think before this we saw him in Easy Rider, and he was
secondary character, or something like that. Yeah,
like a
fourth
tertiary character. Yeah, he's the businessman that gets on the bike, back of the bike, and then he's gone again. But so yeah, for the audience at the time, I believe this is the first time that they've actually seen his full acting capabilities.
Full and flexing all of those muscles, because you can see his craziness. You can see the
eyebrow,
his heartfulness when Billy goes off and he kind of gives his girlfriend over. You can see it, and like you can see he has a chance to leave and he stays, and that scene really got me because he set this whole thing up so they could leave, and they ended up not leaving. I think overall, I think this is why I wanted to do these movies, is to go back and to have one of these that is a top 10, top 15, top 20 movie of all time that I know of, but I have no reference to. I mean, I know all the characters, I know all the stuff that was going on, but now I have a better understanding of why it was so important and its importance in the lexicon of movies.
Yeah.
This changed how movies were promoted for the awards season, and it opened it up for understanding cinematography, and you could do cool cinematography and not have it be about these big epic shots. And
it's more about the story than we just went out to the Sahara or Gone with the Wind or Ben-Hur or whatever.
And not that Ben-Hur or Lawrence of Arabia or Bridge Over the River Kwai, not that those movies aren't nearly as important, but this is a much smaller, intimate story that it's told in a very different way. And I think this was kind of one of those movies that actually allowed that process to kind of...
Yeah, probably paved the way for Annie Hall and Kramer versus Kramer and those movies towards the later 70s that were big Oscar winners.
Right. So that's our thoughts on this month's, on February's poll movie.
Just pretend it's February.
We're just going to call it February 31st. And that's, let us know what you guys thought of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Let us know. Leave a comment in the Patreon and stuff like that. We will set up another poll for March. I got to figure out what movies. I'm going to pick 3 movies and we'll put them in the poll and see what happens. And we're waiting for our Ultra Pop level or $5 level suggestion for March. I need to message them. David, Michael, Joel, all 3 of you are our $5 lover. I'm gonna our $5 Patreons. We appreciate your support. We ask that everybody please support at whatever level you can, and to share our Patreon and our YouTube channel with everyone that you know, because more patrons means more stuff that we can do. That's what we have for One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Until next time, good afternoon, cult members.